Good day to you. This is Anna Galactic from Chico, California on the 22nd day of October. Now, the discovery of a new geometry is rather unheard of. We'll just begin. There's only been one geometry. We have two forms of vision. And it's one of the strangest things to be able to say because, do you? I mean, I will be dealing with patent contradiction. Contradictions are something that scientists deal with constantly because that's why we need solutions, is so that we don't have contradictions. To put it in a certain way, which I think is highly beneficial, is that we're not facing the contradictions that we're facing logically. It is a contradiction to say the term wave particle duality. It is a contradiction to say space-time. There's only one outer infinity, not two. So the line is a misconstruction of space. It's not absolutely wrong. And here's where you get the true definition of superposition, which is much more far-reaching than a quantum mechanical paradox. Superposition is one of the basic principles of logic in human life and universal reality. Super means there are two layers, and each one is real, but they contradict each other. As for going on 3 millennia now, all scientists, including myself, have developed science strictly according to Euclid's line. So it's contextual. So why is the line the most magnificent, miraculous object ever discovered in geometry? But I want to step back a minute to give you the actual explicit reason why the line is immortal and good, despite my dichotomous approach, which is provocative. I'm trying to provoke you to think in a new way. Yes, we know that the universe can be computed. And the reason we know it can be computed is because it does have a geometry. Now, how do we use geometry to compute the universe? That sounds like a contradiction. Because is geometry what is used for computation? I thought that was mathematics. The sociological reasons behind this development in science are well known and well documented, certainly by me. Mathematics arose to prominence at the end of the 19th century. In the 20th century, it dominated so heavily the progress that was thought to be being made both in quantum mechanics and in cosmology. The quantum paradox is at the center of the universe. Another lie. Because you know there is no center to the universe. Yes, there is. But you'll never discover it. I did. The outer edge must be rationalized because there's only one infinity. Linear geometry does not work, but it does. It does and it doesn't. That is a binary contradiction. That's a quiz. Does linear geometry work or not? The Polya method dictates the right approach to getting a correct answer to that trick question. What I'm saying is, if you're relying on numbers and not on geometry, strictly on numbers, numbers have taken the place of geometry. Are they valuable? I think you know that they are. But in order to use numbers correctly, you have to know what they are. And you don't. I do. I know what numbers are. So that's a grandiose statement. Essentially, I'm implying that no one else does. Superposition is this. You need one answer, but superposition dictates that your answer will not be in the form you expect. Paul Dirac wrote an entire book on superposition. I've studied the matter so thoroughly all the way into quantum computing, which I do know how to do in rudimentary form. I considered pursuing that, and I had to turn myself away from it because it would have taken too much of my time. You're locked into one superpositional level. but you're not seeing the other superpositional level. What are these two geometries? Well, you see them both on the screen. Which one is original? The one at the top. Now, everything in science is contextual, but we're looking for universal solutions. That's called a general frame of reference. This is really nothing against linear anything, but it's only one system in a superposed system, where we're using the derivative system we always have. Because it's the numbers. We have to use linear logic, geometry, and mathematics. We have to, because those are where the numbers are. They're on the line. Well, what if numbers were on the sphere? Well, they're not. Nobody has ever even thought of numbers being on the sphere. That's never even entered into the mind of any mathematician or physicist. There are two levels, and we operate at the basement level. So Einstein was forced to a linear construction because there is no choice. I offer a choice. So here's the gist of it, and then we'll close this off before half an hour. It's the duty of a scientist to summarize, encapsulate, make powerful by simplification. Because otherwise, how are you going to perceive reality? All right, we're studying the universe now. That's brand new to the 20th century. What science does is we try to push the envelope. Well, the James Webb Telescope is looking well beyond the 10 gigaparsec radius from Earth. Well, that's a long ways. Well, of course we're interested. Of course we're using our mathematics, which was developed for the Industrial Revolution, but it was perfected just in time for quantum mechanics and cosmology. And think of cosmology this way. It's the science that proceeds from the discovery of the universe. There never was a cosmology. You know how many cosmologies there are? And this covers the entire last century since the discovery of the universe in the 1920s. The discovery of the universe forced us to extend our mathematics to be universal. Well, Einstein has nothing to say there. There is no universal geometry. Yes, there is. I discovered it. And I discovered it from the work of Ruđer Josip Bošković. So to close this out, we have on this screen over here, spheric geometry is the basis of universal understanding. There is no other way to do it. And so linear geometry has to be proved to be part of spheric geometry. And that's what I did. And so now we have an integral geometry. It goes well beyond anything Einstein could ever even have imagined. This is the most powerful tool ever revealed to mathematics. And it has to do with a metric, which is not linear, which is an absolute contradiction. Because we only have one metric for space, that's distance. Now we have two, based on a different type of quantum jump, which it fully explains Max Planck's discovery of the quantum of action. It cannot be understood linearly. I hope this has helped you. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. You're going to love this. This is Anagalactic, bringing you the secrets of the universe.